Good morning. So today what I want to show you is the things that I do every morning to make sure I'm healthy and energized for my day. I have a 9 a.m. class every morning, so since I'm not an early riser, I like to make sure that I do something quick that's going to keep my brain alive and that's going to make sure I don't fall asleep in class or trip over everything. So here are some of the things that I do. So the first thing that I do every morning is I turn on my tea kettle. Has no water in it. Okay, let's put some water in there. So I fill up my tea kettle so that I can drink some hot water with lemon. I'll show you that in a bit as soon as that's ready. And then, while I'm waiting for that to go, I will take some probiotics. Now the brand I use is called Gyrodophilis. There are plenty of good brands to use. This one I just like because you can travel with it. Most of them you have to keep in the fridge. This one, they come in these little self-contained packets, which I really like. So you don't have to freeze them or anything, which is nice. So I take them and I will break them. See, break. And put them in a glass of water. And probiotics are really great because they, for me at least, over time, I've killed a lot of good bacteria in my body. If you've ever taken antibiotics, topical steroids, oral contraceptives, a lot of them kill all the good bacteria in your stomach, which makes it hard to digest. It makes it so that you get sick a lot, which I used to get sick all the time. And what probiotics do is they give you back all that good bacteria that you've killed off throughout the years. So I'm probably going to be taking this for years and years and years to come to rebuild all the stuff that I've destroyed in my stomach. So the next thing I do is in that same glass of water, I take about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of glutamine. Now, glutamine, actually a wonderful nutritionist named Barbara Mendez recommended this to me, so you should check out her blog if you get the chance. I've listed it below. Glutamine does an amazing amount of things. First of all, so as I was saying, with all the bad bacteria going bad in your stomach, what ends up coming in place are foods that, at least for me, I was intolerant to. And those foods start scratching at the sides of your intestines, especially if they're not properly digested, and then end up ruining your intestinal wall. What glutamine does is it helps rebuild that intestinal wall. So I take this every morning in part of the rebuilding process. It also has a lot of good brain functions too, which for me, I'm using a lot of my brain energy every day, so that's something that's good. Now, as a vegetarian, there are a couple of other things that I take as well. So these include B12 and B-complex. Now, I'm not saying that as a vegetarian you can't get all your B vitamins, because you can. The only difference is as a meat eater, you can get all your B vitamins and protein in one place. As a vegetarian, you have to get it in lots of different places. So lots of different green leafy vegetables will have different B vitamins that you need, but just in case I don't get them all in one day, I just make sure to take B-complex and B12 so that I get them. There's 2 more things on this list. 3. First is L-tyrosine. Now, it's all backwards. Okay, so L-tyrosine, I have ADD. I've had it for a long time. I used to take Adderall and it made me feel horrible. It made me feel horrible. It was because it does increase dopamine, which is what is the problem with people with ADD. Their dopamine isn't properly regulated, but it also gives you these amphetamines that cause you to be grumpy and just mean and always on edge, and I didn't want that anymore. So I take tyrosine, which is the same thing. It gives you that production of dopamine, but it does it without giving you the partial speed that makes you a crazy person. So, if you're one of those people who's taking Adderall and going crazy, just try tyrosine instead. 2 a day at most. It's done wonders. And then I think I take an enzyme every day just to get all my digestive juices flowing. Enzymes, and there's an enzyme for pretty much every difficult food that there is to digest. I take a multi-enzyme to make sure that I can digest all my foods in one. And then the final thing is NAC. NAC is an amino acid. This is actually a new brand. This is the first time I've tried this one. The one that I actually prefer is Blue Bonnet. You can get the Blue Bonnet run. I recommend it. They ran out of it at my store. But yeah, what this does, it's another amino acid, and especially helps with the skin and with thinning out mucus. So when you're sick, when you feel congested, this is really helpful. Another thing that's good for when you're sick is olive leaf. If I'm sick, I take a ton of these, but every day I try to take at least 2. So back to the tea. So after I take those things, I pour in a cup of hot water, squeeze some lemon, and throw in some cayenne pepper. These are things that, this is going to get my digestive system going. It's going to get, lemon has lots of enzymes in it naturally, and cayenne just gets the system going. So these are things, that's pretty much it, you know. Those are the things I do every morning to make sure I am ready for my day, that I'm digesting everything properly, and that my brain is working. So, thanks for watching.